Hi guys, thanks for watching my channel, The Great Apostate. Hope you're doing well. I decided to give you a new background today. You get to look at books as well as my ugly mug. Hope you're enjoying your day. This video is an unusual one for me. But I think it's needed, so I'm going to do it. A lot of people have been asking me the same series of questions. They're all sort of on a similar line. They go along the lines of this. What do you believe now? What's your beliefs? What do you think? I'm like, Jesus, you must be really lost if you're asking me what to think. But that's okay. That's okay. I'm happy to tell you. They also tell me this. They say this. I get this an awful lot. You're such an asshole. I know. I was an asshole before I was an apostate. Don't worry about it. Probably in my mommy's belly. Little asshole being born. It's okay. You're such an asshole. Your videos are so mean. Why do you do this? If you were just loving and respectful and Christian to the witnesses, you'd get more flies with honey and whatnot. Okay, so let me start with this. Okay, number one, right? My beliefs, this channel's not about my beliefs. I don't care what you believe, right? It's not rude. I don't. It's not my business to ask you. It's rude of me to ask you. It's presumptuous. Believe what you want. Just don't get in a cult. That's all I say, okay? I try to be agnostic, but these days, to be honest, it's mostly for nostalgic reasons. But what I want to do is I actually want to talk to Jehovah's Witnesses, and ex-Jehovah's Witnesses particularly, about the stages of being a Jehovah's Witness and leaving the Jehovah's Witnesses. Because I think a lot of this can be cleared up if we just recognize that we're all going through a stage. We're all going through a journey. Okay? My journey's 15 years on. Your journey might be last week. And it's totally different. Your journey might take you to a different place. You might end up bald and ranting on a YouTube channel in another 12 years. Who knows? So, I'm going to explain to you. Number one, this is only my perspective about why I left the Jehovah's Witnesses and then how I sort of progressed afterwards. I'm fully prepared to accept that there's the odd ex-Jehovah's Witness out there who just left the meetings and said, great, now I can sleep around and shoot heroin between my toes. I'm sure there's one of yous, but he's not me, okay? And this is the way it was for me. So, I was a devout Jehovah's Witness for the longest time. But we all have to accept that most people who come, in fact, I'm going to say it out loud, everybody who comes to our ex-Jehovah's Witness, the vast apostate army channels, they do it because they're already doubting, okay? True believers, they just don't come here, okay? Because the minute they realize what it is, they turn it off because that's what true believers are told to do. If you don't do that, you're not a true believer. So, we're getting people who are already a bit dodgy, a bit not sure. And that's fine. I would never, I've said this a million times, I would never have listened to apostates when I was a true believer. Horrified by you lot. And me. But anyway, I was horrified. And I just wouldn't have it in my life. But then I not suffered because, that's too big a word. But then I went through a lot of bullshit in my kingdom hall. I dealt with a really bad elder who was just majorly abusive. I was growing up. I'd moved out of my house. I'd got the internet. So, my doubts had then led me to start finding, apostates online. Oh no. And, things were sort of snowballing for me from that. And I was just not sure, but I was still a real religious guy. So, anyway, I left the Jehovah's Witnesses. Now, some people leave the Jehovah's Witnesses and they slink away because they've got family, and that's cool. That's what you should do. And I didn't. My mum and dad were still Jehovah's Witnesses, but I was pretty sure, they weren't in it for much longer either. And that was fine too. Have I got fluff on me? I've got fluff on me. This is terrible. I'm such a dirty hellion. But anyway, people did that, and that's cool for them. But I was okay with making a blowout. So I wrote my letter to the governing body, and I basically was a big fuck you to them. And that was fine. Never got a reply. Never got a shepherding call in 15 years. And that's okay too. But anyway, I did my thing, but I was still real religious, okay? And if you ever want to laugh, I was on the old JW discussion forum, and I found my old posts. And if you ever want to laugh, go and look at my old posts on JW discussion. They go back for 15 years. And I found one the other day, and it was like, I'm so awestruck at God's mercy and his love that he can just hand out forgiveness to us. It's wonderful. And this is the kind of stuff I wrote, 15 years ago. And people are looking now and going, whoa, that's a different guy. It's true, because my life has progressed, Maybe after a while, when I left the Jehovah's Witnesses, I became like evangelical Christian, And I was there with the hands in the air, waving, how great thou art, to like a modern rock soundtrack. And that was brilliant too. I loved that. And my wife, who's a real grounding influence in my life, she was always kind of like this. Yeah, get the hands up, Neil. That's brilliant. Just don't do it in front of me. And she was brilliant. So she sort of kept me grounded, and that always stopped me from just going over the top about things. And I appreciate that about her. But anyway, so I did that kind of guff for the longest time, for about 3 or 4 years. And then, you're experiencing things. We got married. We lost our first child. The economy went to hell in a handbag. My business went from like, I'm a superstar window cleaner, I can do no wrong, to, the unemployment benefit looks real tempting these days. And that's where I was at, And I suppose, again, because you went through all these things, you start thinking to yourself, maybe this religion thing is, I'm not being blessed by Jehovah or blessed by Jesus, as I thought now. But anyway, and then you start doing a bit more study, and you're still looking in your 16 different types of Bible. And I still have them over here. I mean, do I have any Bibles? I do. Check out all the Bibles I have. Stay where you are. This is just some of the Bibles I have left. Look, the Life Application Study Bible. I got that one when I got married, because we were going to have a Christian life. Holy Bible. Matching Ladies Holy Bible. Point is, we had a lot of Bibles. Now, pardon me, whenever I got married, I'm married nearly 11 years now. Do you know what I did the night before I got married? My wife, she was out partying with her mates. I went to church, and I spent like 3 hours praying. I did. Because that was the way I was. Now, but as things go on, and life gets shittier sometimes, maybe you start questioning things, and until eventually you start to think to yourself, this God's mercy thing might be a bit of a con, okay? Because I'm not too sure that I need any mercy, right? I'm not too sure that I want forgiveness from the Old Testament God of the Bible, okay? And then you start thinking with sort of unclouded eyes, and you start thinking, okay, so who am I worshipping here again? I'm worshipping like this God who sends trained bears to kill children because they said, go on up, you bald head, to a guy. Now, normally I'm accepting that perfectly well, but, I have higher standards for my Creator. You're beginning to worship somebody, the God of the flood. You're worshiping the God of Moses, who says, yeah, let my people go or I'm going to kill all your children. Not just, the people who are involved, but everybody in Egypt's children. I'm going to kill them all. The Jehovah who's apparently going to come back in Armageddon. He's going to destroy the world there too. And you begin to think to yourself, really? Is that what I need? And this is my point. This is where I'm at now, okay? Now, I'm sort of like, as I said before, I'm a nostalgic agnostic, right? I'd like there to be a God, but if there was a God, he's got some explaining to do, okay? I'm not just going to be jumping on my knees and saying, oh, you're the best, because quite frankly, I don't think he is, okay? If you follow the Bible, that is, right? And I'm quite prepared to accept that most people who are Christians don't really follow the Bible 100%, or they say, oh, that's an allegory, or that's just a little story, and well, it's not to be taken literally. And we say all this stuff, but really that's just to minimize some of the horrific stuff that's in the Bible. But anyway, we're all going through this journey, and I'm at this part of the journey. Maybe I'll, get old and start thinking I need God again. My parents did, and that's fine. I don't care. Maybe, that's my journey. But your journey might be right at the start. So you see my videos and you think, this guy's such an, ignorant prick. He's so rude. Why you gotta be so rude? It's because of where I am, all right? And it's not because I hate you. It's not because I'm, necessarily overly mean. It's just because this is where I'm at the moment, okay? My videos are designed, believe it or not. They are. I have a plan in my head. They're designed to do 2 things, okay? 3 things. 1, they make you laugh. I hope they make you laugh most of the time. I hope you enjoy them. They make me laugh making them, okay? But they're also to question you, to make you think, whoa. That's a pile of shit, isn't it? What a lot of rubbish we believed, so that you're never encouraged to go back. They're to take the devout who accidentally fall into my spider-like clutches, just to annoy them so much that maybe they stay. Believe it or not, it happens. And thirdly, and most importantly to me, they are for non-Jehovah's Witnesses, people who are studying, people who have friends who are witnesses, people who just are interested in the cult, so that they will think these are not normal people, right? They are not normal people. They are cult members, and they must be laughed at and mocked mercilessly. Just like Scientology was laughed at. Their membership is pitiful now. 2,000 Scientologists at the last census in the UK out of 70 million people. And that's what you want to see. That's the way you want it to go. Because, you know, as I've said before, I said that on the last Apostate hour thing, is that, you know, the Jehovah's Witnesses are a hole in the ground. And you don't keep pulling people out of the hole and saying, oh, thank God I got somebody out of the hole today. And then not put caution tape up around it. I'm the caution tape. Okay? Because we don't want more people falling into the hole. So my videos are the caution tape. And that's it. So if you're a person who thinks and sees my videos and thinks, what a rude prick, now you know why I'm a rude prick. If you're a person who's, you know, really religious and I insult you, give it a few years, you'll be standing where I am. Okay? If you're not, you'll be standing somewhere else, but it won't be where you're standing today. Guys, I enjoy making these videos. Whenever it gets boring to me, whenever I feel like I've got nothing more to say, I'll stop doing them. But I'm a gobshite, so that's going to be a while. Thanks for watching The Great Apostate. Like and subscribe if you like and subscribe. Thank you.